World's fastest UV camera records photons in real time. News Medical. Net. COVID-19. Vaccine should be available by March, says UBC expert, Vancouver Sun. Study finds 2,000-year-old brain material in Vesuvius victim, see GTN. COVID-19 in BC. Vancouver confirms patio extensions, Richmond to vote on mandatory masks, and more, the Georgia Strait. Another outbreak declared at Bradford Valley Care Community, Barrie today. Vaughn Palmer, EB gets big boost with Liberals revisiting ICBC dumpster fire, Vancouver Sun. Oracle v. Google is still as confusing and greedy as it was 10 years ago, Android Central. Canada will ban single-use plastic items by the end of next year, CNN. CRA. You may not like these 3 things in the $2,000 CRB, The Motley Fool Canada. Oz enters $60 million agreement with Calgary-based manufacturer to produce locally sourced masks, Calgary Hair.